To talk about a 2015 to 2020 Ford F-150 trailer brake controller install. I'm going to make this the fastest that you see on the internet, and we're just going to go through it and explain it. We don't need to show a bunch of stuff and all that. You can look at some of my previous videos where I take apart the APIM or the front control interface module or something like that, and you can see just too many people make this too complicated, and it really makes my skin crawl when I see text from like independent shops doing stuff that it's unnecessary, and 130,000, 150,000, 200,000 views, and it's like, wow, how many people watched this and thought they had to do half of this stuff, and they don't have to. Let me make this easy. Obviously, trailer brake controller is going to go here. You see, I've already got it installed on this truck. This cover up here, a lot of guys I'm seeing, they're pulling this up on the front of it, and they're not taking those screws out. You're going to break the back of this tray if you don't take them out. Pull up on this just a little bit. There's push tabs. There's 4 push tabs here in this up here. Get a little plastic trim tool from Harbor Freight and you'll be fine. Put it up underneath this screen mesh, pop that up. There's 2 7mm in the back. Take those 2 7mm screws out, grab the front of this right here and pull up. You can pull up and then get your trim tool, and then there's 2 pop tabs here. Pull this up, just spin it out of the way. Do not disconnect it, you don't need to. There's 2 7mm screws here. Boop, boop. Take those 2 7mm screws out underneath this. Grab the top of the radial face, pull forward. And then once it pops forward, you're going to have 2 more connectors down here connected. Just grab your fingers right behind this face, this trim piece right here. Pop it the rest of the way. Undo the connectors on the back of it. Lay this front control interface out of the way. Then you've got this trim piece down here. Once you pull it off, there's a 7mm here and there's a 7mm here. Go ahead and pull that out of your way. Got this center console here. Lift this up. Grab this plastic piece right here. Pull up on it. This whole thing pops loose. Pull up on it enough to get it loose and pull it kind of sideways out of your way. There's nothing holding it on other than quick clips. Down here on the side of this, there's this edge. You see how this actually, you don't need to take the whole damn piece off like I see some people doing. Just pop it loose. Leave it loose out of the way a little bit. And then what you'll do is you'll come up here and you'll grab the top of this and you'll pop, 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 pop all the way down. It's all going to come loose. And then you'll have to grab this really firm with one hand and push this piece here off of this because they're clipped in together. You will break this if you do not do it that way. Push that forward, pull it up out of your way. You can unclip the 4x4 if you want. Put your trailer brake control in. Pull your coin holder out. There's a connector in the back of it. Plug it into this. Put this back into this piece before you go to snap everything back together, and then just reverse the order. That's pretty simple. Once you're done, you're going to have to get it programmed with a 4-scan tool or Ford IDS. If you go into Ford IDS, you go into programmable parameters, and it's under personality. When you go to personality, you click on trailer brake controller IC, enable. It's going to be disabled, and configure it. Make sure your battery voltage is up, or it will not configure the module. And then you're done. That's it. Your trailer brake controller is installed. It's that simple. I'm seeing guys pulling the knee bolster out, the metal panel and stuff underneath, and I'm thinking to myself, what are these guys doing? You don't have to do any of that stuff. Literally do not have to do any of that. That piece slides right past that. You don't have to do any of that. And if you want to, you can. But on these newer ones, that's not necessary. But do what you feel like you need to do. If you do pull the knee bolster out, you can grab right here and just pop this panel down and leave it hang. And then underneath there's 4 10mm bolts that hold on that metal panel. Go ahead and do that. But I do not suggest popping just the front of this up and leaving all that bolted back there. You really put a lot of pressure on those 7mm, and you flex that back there, and you could crack those holes. Just pull it out. It's simple. It's easy. There's no reason to get too crazy with it. Now I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to show you the part number for the trailer brake controller 2015 plus F-150, and then we're going to call it a day. Y'all be blessed. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, here's the part number for the controller. JL3Z19H332AA. Here's a brief description of the installation. You'll have to pause it. Okay, when you go in this to turn your trailer brake controller on, you're going to need to go into programmable parameters, go into personality, let everything start communicating. I'm just going to pull up all the things you can turn off and turn on. Down here on the bottom it says trailer brake module enabled. So you're going to click, well, it's going to say disabled when you go in there. You're going to click enabled and then check, program it. Then you're going to go back in here again, pull the same stuff up again, and go to trailer brake controller gain setting enabled. But when you do it, it's going to say disabled. And you're going to go back to enabled again, turn it on, check, configure everything. Then you're going to go to your toolbox. You're going to self-test, go to modules, and then you're going to go to the bottom. And you're going to go to trailer brake module. You're going to hit the check. It's probably going to be some codes. You got to close out of your previous programming. So you're going to go here, exit, check, go back to your DTC column, trailer brake module, do a self-test on it. It's going to have a couple codes more than likely. You're going to clear them out and retest. So this is when you were programming invalid data received from the instrument control module. The reason it did that is because it goes in and has to program and configure, because it wasn't configured at the time, but now it is. So now you clear out and retest. So I'm going to clear that code. And then you're going to refresh it, test it again. And then you're good. You clear your TBM on your on-demand and your continuous. That's it. That's all she wrote. So then just go ahead and close out of your programming and stuff. And then when you hit your switch here, you should see something pop up on the dash. Trailer disconnected. That means it's working. When you push your plus and minus, you can set what you want your gain to be. So here's the numbers going up, numbers going down. Shows me everything's functioning fine. So at this point, we're done. Code's cleared, everything's installed, good to go. Real quick, this kit comes with an extra 30 amp fuse. That 30 amp fuse is fuse 24 in your fuse box of a 2020 F-150. If you're not sure, it's gonna be called your trailer control module, trailer brake control module, in your owner's manual. That 30 amp fuse goes there. That will conclude this video. That's only if you don't already have one there, which most of them do.